Hello, everyone. My name is Matt, and I have a fishing problem. Welcome to Matt the Baiter and Bass Food Baits. This has been a little while in the making. It's had plenty of failures along the way, but we've been working on this for a little while, and I'm really pleased with how it's going. It's taken a lot of effort, it's taken a lot of work, it's taken a lot more failing than I was expecting it to. But I want you guys to see that too, because I love fishing. I always have from the time I was a very small child. Spent a lot of time fishing with my grandfather, and just, you know, I love it. It's something I'm eating up with it. And it's something the further I've got along into it, the more I've got into the equipment, the more I've realized I enjoy the equipment as much as I do fishing. And it's led me to start a bait company. So I want you guys to see, if you want to make lures, you can do this. It takes tools, it takes experience, it takes failing, but you can do it. You can figure it out. If you want to custom paint your own baits, there's lots of ways to figure out how to do that. And it's not as hard as you might think, as long as you're willing to fail a little bit. Same thing with making baits. If you want to make some baits, I would encourage you to do that. Hopefully you'll learn some things on this channel that will get you started in tinkering with lures a little bit. You know, one of the keys to catching fish is being a little bit different. I mean, you still have to know how to fish. It's not like it's not like they're magic lures or anything. You still have to know how to use them. But we'll go over that. We'll go over a lot of different things. We'll show you the whole process. So we're excited about it. It's myself. We've got Ben doing all the editing, doing all the camera work. And we've got Tammy, who not only supports me in a lot of ways, but she supports our company, and she does a lot of things behind the scenes that make it possible for this to even go. So in today's episode, I'd like for you to see part of when this was the second trip that I had to this particular lake with my grandfather and his best fishing buddy. I was pretty eaten up with bass fishing by this point, and I think you'll see that. You'll also see from how I struggle taking fish off the hook and casting and stuff. I was still pretty new to it. And if you're new to fishing, if you're new to bass fishing, don't be scared of it. It's a lot of fun. Really, the fish aren't as smart as we give them credit for a lot of times. And if you put a bait in the right position, they'll eat it. And it's a lot of fun. And I hope that you want to go out and give it a shot if you're not doing it already. Chances are, if you clicked on this video, you probably bass fish. So I'm by no means a professional fisherman. I'm by no means a professional lure maker yet. I'm getting the experience in it that I need to make stuff work the way I want. But like I said, there was a lot of failing to get there. So hopefully you'll enjoy this channel. You'll enjoy the content. We'll have a nice mix of lure making, fishing, maybe a few trips here and there. But you'll get to see the growth of this company from the ground up. And it's something I'm very proud of. We're very excited about. And I hope you are too, because we need you to make it work. So this was a trip to Neodesha, Kansas. This was something that my grandfather and I did pretty much every year. He got a couple weeks of vacation from his job, and we would just take off in the motorhome, and we'd go fish every river, creek, or puddle that we wanted to. 1996, I believe, was the year. So I was just a little fellow, still learning how to bass fish. I'm sure you'll see me struggle in a lot of ways, casting, taking fish off the hook, just being a general novice at it and not knowing what I'm doing. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. It's a special video to me. I really got to spend a lot of time with my grandpa. He'd get a week of vacation every year that we would go do this, and it was some of the best times I ever had in the summertime and some of my greatest memories.
I got it. Taking it on yourself. Keep on your pole high.
Look at me go. He's a jumper. It's about this point I realize I'm not exactly sure what to do. And I now have to take this fish off the hook. Oh man.
Nice size bass.
Go ahead and work him.
Another jumper. You can see I really didn't know what I was doing. We were having a good time, but this was using some plastic worms. I believe they were Berkeley power worms. And this is what I was taught how to fish. If you
I'm on his lips.
want to learn how to catch a bass, that's a good way to do it, is a Texas rig. You can look that up everywhere. But this is my grandfather in one boat, and that's his buddy Bill steering the other John boat there. This is actually a private lake, so I assume it's probably still there, but I don't know who it would belong to now. I'm just astonished.
Get them down there together, Matt. Bill's got to stick his whole hand in this one's mouth. Get them together now. Nah, afraid not. Afraid not, Matt.
It's the second one that's done that to me. The last trip.
Fish
Nice
love
fishing,
me.
guys.
So this was my entire fishing collection at one point, believe it or not. See, I got a devil's horse in there, some rattling traps, a few crankbaits I didn't know how to fish with, and this Rebel Brokeback minnow he zooms in on here. I can't remember if it was this trip or the trip before, but my grandfather actually caught a 5 or 6 pounder on that. We were having a blasty blast.
What have you got?
Still not yet an expert at landing the fish. As you'll see in future videos.
Lift him out.
So a good tip for anyone who's a new bass fisherman like I was, if you can get a hold of the hook or the lure, that will keep the fish from spinning around. I did not know that trick at that point.
Are you calm enough for me to pick you up? Oh, come on, don't you dare close your mouth.
Just get your line and pull it up.
Yeah, that's what we came out here for.
There's also other ways to grab a largemouth bass, especially These smaller ones like this, you can grab them from the top of the head, right around the top of their gill plate, and they'll sit pretty still for you. If you get a big fish and you can't get a hold of their mouth because they've got a bunch of treble hooks in it or something like that,
14 inches.
you can actually slide your hand underneath them if you get them calm enough and kind of grab them by the belly and pull them up into the boat. Just be careful and watch out for hooks, because they'll get you too.
I like this. Mine. This one's Grandpa's. Big. Man, big. About the same weight though.
Matt's fishing for squirrels.
Oh no. Tree bass. I mean, it's way up there too. That's like 30 feet up in the tree. What? It wasn't even my lure.
Come on, one more jump. One more jump.
Don't let you pull it.
Yeah, I was using that Zebco 33 combo. Pretty high tech for 1994. Not really. But it just goes to show you don't have to go buy $300 reels
Working to
and
the back of the boat, all right.
$300 rods to go catch bass. You
I see
can
which way you pulling that pole.
you can fish on a budget and be very effective.
He's not done yet.
But certain techniques will help you catch more fish as well. That takes specialized equipment. Once again on the Berkley Power Worm. Still an excellent lure today, especially for beginners. One of the things my grandfather and Bill taught me was if you feel a bump on your line, that's the fish putting that worm in its mouth. If you feel 2 bumps, it was the fish eating it and then spitting it back out. And if you feel 3 or 4 or 5 bumps in a row real quick, just bump up, bump up, bump, that's a bluegill. So if you don't know what a bite is out there trying to fish a worm, maybe we'll go over that sometime. I'm not sure the type of fishermen that will be watching these videos. Will be new fishermen or experienced fishermen?
He's a good.
Fisher people?
Yeah. Let's go.
I'm just gonna call them
Fish
baiters.
hunters.
Can we just call everybody baiters that watches us?
Well, struggling to get it.
It is cool to get to see this stuff with my grandfather again.
Big fish.
You can see the vintage Wichita State National Championship t-shirt.
This morning.
That's what he did for his living, was he worked at the newspaper. So he actually printed that paper. He was one of the technicians on the machines that printed the papers.
Now, get him covered. There you go.
18 inches.
18 inches.
That's a good fish.
Okay. Put him right over the side right there, real gently.
I think he weighs about 4.
Think so.
Good fish.
Look at those worm boxes, man. I brought everything I had for this
Okay.
trip.
That's what we're looking for.
I'm gonna throw everything at him. Oh yeah, vintage Wichita
Dang,
wings.
not the fish that you see, but the other fish that's with you.
Indoor soccer? I'm
I
talking
think you're
about.
gonna have to stand this fish for me.
I don't think so.
Tell me you were born in the 80s without telling me you were born in the 80s. I went to indoor soccer games as a kid.
Turn this side. You don't look as big as you did the first time we got. Boy, he got lockjaw, doesn't he? He ain't as big as I thought, man. What do you think, man? Hey, you getting Grandpa's? Can you see me in it? Hi, y'all. I've been videoing for 3 days. It's time I started fishing. Ready?
So you can see I've had a problem since a young age. I thoroughly enjoyed those trips. My grandfather was a big role model in my life, and I'm very grateful that we got to spend the time we did on those trips. It's something that I learned a lot and experienced a lot of things I probably wouldn't have otherwise, and it's him that gave me a fly tying kit when I was a little kid and got me into kind of making my own lures a little bit, even though it's not really the same as what I do now. Giving me a knife to teach me how to whittle. That's part of what I do now, carving these things. So I'm looking forward to showing you the growth of our business and how Bass Food Baits is coming along. I want to thank you very much for supporting Matt the Baiter, for supporting Bass Food Baits, and for giving us a chance to do this. We can't do it without you. So thank you so much. We'll see you next time. There's a lot of content coming. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you know when we're posting new things. Like this video if you liked it. Leave us comments if you didn't, but I can't wait to show you what's coming. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you next time.